Hey, YouTube, how is it going? I hope all is well. Today, we're starting a new build. We're going to do a new build series. This one is probably going to be reticulated a little bit, but we got a lot to show. As you can see, I've been a busy boy. I've got some parts here. I did change things up a little bit. I went with Hayboer. I think that's how you pronounce it. Now, my thing with Hayboer is that they don't paint the freaking leads, which is so much nicer because then I don't have to spend an hour scraping paint off the freaking leads of the transformers. You'll also notice that I went with the end bell on the output transformer. So this is the output transformer here, and I wanted it to look nicer. I thought the end bells looked a little bit nicer. It's always a little bit of a bummer where you end up with some of that stuff on there, but it's all right. It's a transformer, right? So I'm very, very happy with the power transformer. Obviously, no paint. It fits. I know that it's going to fit there. It's a little bit of a bummer. There's some scratches on there. I mean, I guess it is a transformer, but I may take this end bill off and put some paint on it. But I am so happy with the leads on these. They're just so much cleaner, and I prefer that. So I'm super stoked about that. I talked to Hammond about having them make me some transformers without the black paint on there, and they told me it's part of the varnishing process and that they couldn't do it, or they wouldn't remove the black paint unless they didn't pot the transformer, in which case they said that they do not warranty a transformer that is unpotted, so that I would be, you know, responsible for whatever outcome or result I got from that. And I was just like, well, that's just, it's not helping me. So I decided to try something different, and aside from, you know, some varnish overflow, whatever you want to call it, well, we'll deal with that later. I still like the look of these a lot better. So as you can see, I got a bunch of parts here. I went ahead and did some work on the chassis a little bit. I went with a more traditional size chassis. So in the past, I've gone with 8-inch deep chassis, and it's just a little bit deeper than I need to be, or need to have it for this particular amp, my 18 watter. So I went ahead and did some other stuff just to make sure that everything was going to line up and work the way I wanted it to. You would think, being that this is a production amp, that I would already kind of work some of this stuff out, but it's one of those kind of deals where it's a tried and true design. The original, the actual prototype, is built in this size of a chassis, and I know how that one works. So I just wanted to make sure that all the parts that I got were going to work out the way that I wanted it to, using the same layout as I have in my other 8-inch wide chassis. So I got the knobs, I got my turret board, I got plenty of turrets. We're not going to run out of those. We got all of our caps, of course. So we've got everything here kind of ready to go. I went with some different resistors for the power supply section here. I'm not sure if I'm going to use them or not. I used these in another prototype build, and I was a little disappointed because as you rub these things, the bands come off, and I like to keep kind of cleaning the amp as I go along, and in doing so, it was rubbing off some of the stuff, so I don't know that I like that. Whereas these ones here, the more traditional ones, I've never had a problem with these. They look great, and they look great even after you rub them with a rag or something like that to try to clean just residue and whatnot off. So we'll see. Now, the reason I wanted to try to go with these is that they look very similar, if you will, to the Dale Vichys that I get. So that was the plan with them, but these ones are just fine as well. So we'll see how I feel when I get to that point. Got all my pots, got my things. We are ready to build an amplifier. We need to get done with this thing here pretty quick too. My friend's birthday's coming up here in about a month's time at this point. So I've got a lot to do. Like, I should be able to build this in about 3 days, literally from where we're at now to playing it. And that's assuming, you know, just coming out in the garage for a couple hours a day too. So like, if I just sat down in here for a day, I could probably bang it out. But I have to also do the chassis, not this chassis, but the box, the cabinet that it goes in. And that one's going to take me a little bit more time. I already do have the Tolex for that. Where did I put it? It's too far away. It's stashed away over there. Anyway, so I got purple Tolex. He wanted purple Tolex. And then we're going to have this guy here as the handle. So we'll have purple Tolex with the brown handle. And then, of course, we got walnut accents and stuff like that. So this thing is going to be a beautiful amp. He wants to call it the Purple Hazel, which is actually a tree. It's a legitimate tree. So it has nothing to do with Purple Haze, but although it's kind of an, I guess, if you will, a twist on that. But in either case, I'm going to get to work. I hope you enjoy this series. If you're interested in seeing how this kind of comes together, stick around and watch some more. We got more to come. So thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next one.